Hello everyone, welcome to Camera Production Smash. Now it's been a while since last time I do this, so maybe I'll be a bit slack, but anyways. Now today the basic skill required will be multiplication and division. And the topic exercise we're doing will be multiplication of fractions. Now put it into the simplest example. Say if I have a 5/6 multiplied by 7/9. Simply what you do is you multiply the top two numbers together and then you multiply the bottom two numbers together. Like I said, it requires the basic multiplication skills. 5 times by 7, which would equal to 35, and 6 times by 9, which equal to 54. And that is it. Couple more examples before we're moving on. So let's do 4/5 times by 3/10. So we would get 4 times by 3, which would equal to 12, and which is getting from 4 times by 3, and then 5 times by 10, which would equal to 50. Now, some basic skills I really hope you start to have it now. 12 and 50 can both be divided by 2. Hence, the final answer would be 6/25. And the word that we're looking for is simplify. Now, let's face it, more often than not, you will always need to simplify your answer. So if you give me that, I'm not going to give you a full mark, but this is the correct answer, 6/25. To reiterate my point, simplifying process. Now, in fraction multiplication and division, there are actually certain ways for you to simplify before you get the answer. So let me copy down the question that we had before. 4/5 times by 3/10. So how do we do the simplifying process? Basically, any number from the top, compare any denominator and the numerator if they have a common factor, CF, cancel out, which is the big word. I'm going to repeat repeatedly using this word. Cancel out by division. So in this case, we have a 4, a 5, a 3, and a 10. Compare the numerators with denominators. So we compare 4 and 3 with 5 and 10. What do we find? Find 4 and 10. They're from opposite places, but they both have a factor of 2. So we can divide 4 by 2, and we can divide 10 by 2. So we are going to get 4 divided by 2, which will equal to 2. 10 divided by 2, which will equal to 5. With the number that is left for us, 2 times by 3, which will equal to 6. 5 times by 5, which will equal to 25. Now, obviously, in the exam, you don't have to write all that is on the right, but this process, or like I said, the cancelling out process is what I'm looking for. Now, a couple more examples. Hopefully that makes it simpler for you. So we have 10 over 7 times by 14 over 4. And well, cancelling out process, we're comparing 10 and 14 with 7 and 4. First of all, 14 and 7, both of them can be divided by 7. So you would get a 2 in here, and oh, oops, I bet. 7 divided by 7, which would equal to 1 in here, and a 2 on the top. Now, after you cancel out once, you can cancel out twice. So we find 4 and 2 can both be divided by 2. So 4 becomes 2, and 2 become 1. Now, lastly, the 10 on the top can also cancel out the 2 in the bottom, because both of them can be divided by 2. So I end up with a 1 in here and a 5 on the top. Now, if only everything was clear enough, then you can just do the multiplication. But in here, I'll clarify. What is left is 5 on the top, 1 in the bottom, 1 on the top, and 1 in the bottom. So we end up getting 5 as the final answer. One last example before we move on. Say 12 over 40 times by 6 over 32. Well, I don't really know what's the answer for this one, but let's see. Now we can either divide by big or divide by small, so let's try. Cross them out, both of them be divided by a number of 4, because I know that would work. I would end up with a 10 in the bottom and a 3 on the top. And cross out these ones. Both of them can be divided by a 2. So 6 divided by 2, which will equal to 3. 32 divided by 2, which will equal to 16. So with all that is left, 3 times by 3, which equal to 9. 16 times by 10, which equal to 160. Now, this is an extremely important process. Please start practicing it as early as possible. A couple more complications before we move on to the rest, or before the end of this video. Remember I said when you have two fractions multiplied together, say 2 over 3 times by 4 over 5, you multiply the top and you multiply the bottom. What if we don't always have the top number for the numerator, we don't always have the bottom number for the denominator? Complication number 1. What if I have 2 times by 2 over 3? What do I do with it? What does the whole number 2 equal to? Now, it's been a while, but we did say it. 2 over 1. Any whole number would equal to the whole number over 1. Now, once it goes like this, we would have 2 times by 2 on the top, which equal to 4. 1 times by 3 in the bottom, which will equal to 3. And please don't forget, we need to change it back into the mixed number. So 1 and 1/3. One more example. What is 5 times by 7/11? Or 7/11th. So that would equal to 5 becomes 5 over 1 times by 7 over 11. So 5 times by 7, which equal to 35. 1 times by 11, which equal to 11. Mixed number, 3 and 2/11th. Complication number 2, what if we have mixed number? So we don't have a clear top, don't have a clear bottom. 1 1/2 times by 2 and a third. Now, we don't do 1 now. We can't leave 1 and 2 out because they are treated as 2 whole fractions. So how do we do that? We change them into improper fraction. 1½ equal to 1 times by 2 plus 1 over 2 times by 2 times by 3 plus 1 over 3, which give us 3 over 2 times by 7 over 3. Now, before we do anything else, remember, always simplify when we can. We see a 3 in here, we see a 3 in here. What can we do? We can cross them out, both of them divided by 3, so we get a 1 and a 1. So the answer would equal to 7 over 2, and the improper fraction form would be 3½ And the last example, let's do 3 and 2/3 times by 4 1/4. Change them into improper fraction form. We would get 11 over 3 times by 17 over 4. The last example I give you is pretty long, so if we do 17 times by 11, by the way, you don't have to do that complicated multiplication. It would equal to 187 over 12, and into a improper fraction form, or into a mixed number form, which would equal to, I'm digging a grave for myself, 1 and 15 and 7 12s. Okay, probably don't question that, I might be wrong. Nah, joking, probably be right. Now, thanks for watching today's Smash, and see you next time.